Dave from Centurion Airsoft here. We've listened to your feedback and we came up with a couple of videos for you to help you with your planning. Our understanding is that a lot of guys run around, don't know what to do, haven't been told what to do, and there's a lot of unknowns out there. So one such tool is making a terrain model. First off, on the first video is going to show you how to make the actual sand table first. And then we'll go into how to make a terrain model on the second video. Why is this important? Because in order to plan, it's critical to mission success. If I completely disagree with the adage that plan's good to go until first contact. I completely disagree with that statement. Been on plenty of missions, real world missions, training missions over and over again, where you go out with a plan, and for the majority of the time it does go according to plan. There are a few things here and there, and you need to plan some flexibility in your plan, otherwise known as contingencies. And this such tool will help you do that, because it's going to give you the ability to visualize the battle space. So building a sand table, the advantages of having that is, it gives you a planning and briefing tool. No electronics are needed. It's portable, and it involves others in the planning process. Next slide will be what you need for following as far as tools, hardware, and materials, and you're going to need about 4 to 6 hours. Be a slide right now. All right, the sand table design that we're going to show you, we went kind of high end. We got decent wood, we got quality freaking hardware that we're going to put together, and basically when we go out to any East Coast events that we put on or support, we're going to bring it with. I mean, that's why we're building sand tables, right? So you could probably go for half the price. We paid about 140 or so, basically going to Lowe's, getting a majority of it, and a few things over at like Walmart or some crap. But anyway, let's go on with the wood. All right, let's talk about wood first. Anyway, we got 3/4 inch plywood here. We cut it in a square. We cut it 39 inches length and width. This is the 3/4 inch is the bottom, and we went with 1/2 inch for the top. The top, we're gonna have a lid. We're actually gonna put a lid on this bad boy. And here we got basic 2x4s. I think one was cut 39 inches, and the two were cut 39 inches, and two were cut 36. Did I mention I fucking hate carpentry? All right. Well, I'm gonna do a basic setup here. A shorter board, 36 inches, longer board, 39 inches. With the 2x4 being basically 1.5 inches in width, those two make up the 39 inches on the end, so that's why these are cut a little bit shorter. So, the next part, we're going to use some of this liquid nails. Well, the reason is, this is going to dry out, might create gaps in the future. We don't want that sand to spill out, so we're going to seal it with some liquid nails, and then later on we'll use some caulking on the inside. All right, we're going to put the liquid nails on. Now we're going to put the bottom piece on. We're going to screw it in place. Screw it in the bottom piece with this 3/4 inch plywood. We're going with about 18 screws. All right, so if you look at my shoulder width, it's, we ballparked it, so we just made it even, 8 inches off the edges, center mass. It's close enough. Again, if this Mexican could do this, you could do it, trust me. From this point on though, we're gonna make this portable. So we're gonna go ahead and put a lid on it, and we'll go on through that. And that's why we have the insulation on top that I spoke of earlier. It's because we're gonna put a lid on top of this so that we can transport it to between our different events. Okay, next part, we got the hinges. See how I opened it up to make sure that it's gonna seat correctly. We're gonna drill holes, we're gonna put bolts through the top and screw in the bottom. And now for my favorite part, drilling holes. This is simple. I already marked my holes. I'm gonna do this. I know there's probably some carpentry workers out there and you're going, God damn, this guy sucks. His technique is horrible. That's because I don't do carpentry. I fucking absolutely hate it. All right, for this particular part, and again, you could modify it the way you feel it would come out better, but for my non-carpentry working ass, we went 1/4-inch bolts with washers and locking nuts, 1/4-inch drill, and we're good. We're gonna start putting the lid on now. As you can see, we're putting the hasp to keep the lid down. Kind of hasp we have is a turnkey kind of one. So you slip it through, you turn it. You don't necessarily need a lock or anything for it, but it'll help keep it secure. Keep the top down. That chalkboard paint, we're using it as primer. We just basically splattered it everywhere, but we kept plenty for the top because we're going to use that side for display, you know, and whatever else we need for planning. As you'll see, we'll demonstrate a little later. So this pretty much concludes building the sand table. Again, we went full retard on this. We've got a full lid, closing, it's sealed, and we intend on keeping the sand. Again, if you don't want to do that, it's too bulky or too heavy or too much, then you could go halfway and just make the bottom frame and fill it with available dirt wherever you're going. Just keep in mind, depending on where you're going, you may not have dirt, especially if you go down in the southeast, you have clay, and you're not gonna have much to mold there. So keep that in mind whenever if you're gonna use available dirt wherever you're going. So anyway, the next thing we're gonna cover is how to build a terrain model, and then that point you'll see where making it out of sand is leaps and bounds by making it out of dirt and any other crap. So stay tuned for the next video.